We're back on a Monday night, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in. I'm Rhori Johnston. Here on OpenLine, we've been talking about all the issues that foster families here in Tennessee face, not only with a shortage of caseworkers and overloaded DCS caseworkers, but specifically just there's been the pandemic, and there's also the issue of the emotional support that they need to provide, not just a house, a roof over the head of some of these children, especially if they are teenagers or, well, even babies. I mean, gosh, they're all coming from some sort of a negative situation. These families step up and take them in, and they need our support. So instead of talking about the problem that we know we have at the state level right now with trying to hire and keep good caseworkers to help these families, we're talking about a nonprofit, one of several, but this one really stands out, called Nashville Angels. Amanda Arthur is the executive director. Amanda, let's talk a little bit. You mentioned Dare to Dream earlier, because there is a big age range of foster kids that these families are helping out. What is Dare to Dream again?
So Dare to Dream is our one-on-one curriculum-based mentorship for our kids who are at risk of aging out. So that 15 to 22 age range. And what that looks like is we pair them one-on-one efficiently and appropriately with someone who fits their needs. And twice a month, that mentor spends time individually with that teenager. And not only do they get to build a relationship with that teenager, but they get to teach them things that they're not going to learn in a group home or a residential facility if they're not in a regular foster home. Mm-hmm. And so things like, here's how to open a bank account, and here's how to go to the grocery store and budget, and here's how you use those groceries to cook for yourself, and getting an ID, and body safety, and internet safety. Just all of these things that more times than not, if they're a teenager, they've been in foster care for so long, they haven't been in a home with parents in so long. Joyce
mentioned that it's understandable that the instinct, if you are now a young adult and you're aging out of the system, you have an opportunity to maybe extend that. And a lot of them are like, no, I want to be done with this and out on my own. And then, real life can smack you right in the face. It's like, I've got to be a grown up now, and there's a lot of responsibilities, and they just haven't learned, or no one's taken the time to sit and really talk with them about these things, although I'm sure the caseworkers and the families are working hard. So your volunteers then for Dare to Dream, I would imagine it would be good to have a conversation with the foster family, the foster parents, say, hey, where is, let's say it's Billy, who's 17 or 18, where do you think Billy is? Where does Billy need help in this curriculum? Where can I step in and make the most impact, right?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And then we have group homes all across Middle Tennessee. So what that means is there are kids who are not living in a traditional foster home. They're living in a big home with other kids, with staff. They don't even have a foster parent. And so not only they're getting a mentor, but they're getting our entire team behind them. And so a lot, like you said, and Miss Joyce said, like a lot of them don't want to extend foster care because they're in their mind, and I've had them say it to me, why am I going to trust them with more years of my life when they haven't done anything for me now? And
that's heartbreaking to hear.
And the state will pay for them to go to college if they extend foster care, but they're so frustrated and so hurt. And so our goal is to help either encourage them or give them enough support from us where they feel like they can do the extended foster care and go to college. There are so many who want to go straight into the workforce or want to join the military or trade school. Mm-hmm. We just want to give them the opportunity to have what other kids are getting.
Just like the title said, to give them a chance to dare to dream. And sometimes, you mentioned earlier, sometimes maybe a foster parent just needs to sit and talk with someone, another adult. And a lot of these kids just need someone to sit and listen. So you may volunteer for this, and maybe one of your visits or whatever, however it's set up, you had in your mind, you're going to have sometimes it just takes sitting and listening and building some trust. They just don't have that.
Yeah, and like a lot of times, more times than not, teenagers are the hardest ones to build rapport with. And so I always tell people, just keep showing up. Even if they tell you to stop coming, keep showing up, because all you're doing is showing it. No matter how hard they push you, you're going to be there.
Yeah, and that's a defense mechanism, I'm sure, that they're putting up. That look, I'm not going to get close to you and get hurt again, and just keep showing up regularly, be consistent, show them I've made this commitment.
Absolutely.
And when you're ready to open up and talk, I'm going to be here and ready to help. Oh, gosh. Right now, are you pleased with how Nashville has responded? I mean, you're still young. We've had the pandemic. I know you've had your challenges, but you seem optimistic. I hope you are.
Yeah, I mean, we're still so new, and despite the pandemic, we didn't get out a whole lot. But I think now as we're serving families monthly and we're growing, and honestly, a lot of people that I talk to are just unaware of the problem. So when you tell them the problem and they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea, and we give them such a simple, easy solution, of course they want to be involved. And a big thing we say here is not everyone is called to foster and adopt, and that's okay. But anybody can make a difference in these kids' lives, and we want to give you the chance to do that.
Yeah. You mentioned also there's some interesting statistics here on your website. Only half of foster youth will graduate from high school. Just showing the need. There's another one. 3% of former foster youth will graduate from college. Just 3%.
Yeah.
So again, they need this encouragement and support to say you can do this, and we're going to help show you how to take those steps.
Exactly. We want to give them a chance to succeed.
Okay, so let's talk real quick again, NashvilleAngels.org. I want to put it up on the screen. I think Emila had the information because, Amanda, I want people to, oh, it is up there. I can't see that far. NashvilleAngels.org. I mean, it's really easy. So once someone goes to your website, is there something on the site where they can click and say, I want more information, or I want to help, or is it contact us? How does it work?
Yep. So if you scroll to the bottom, you can join our newsletter if you're not really sure what you want to do. There's a contact tab. There's also a get involved tab with the Love Box and Dare to Dream. If you want your corporation involved, there's a corporate engagement tab there. If you want to be an intern and work with us, we have hiring opportunities right now. But that get involved tab has all of those opportunities laid out. And if you kind of don't really know what you want to do, but you know you want to do something, you can email me at Amanda@NashvilleAngels.org, and I will be more than happy to sit and listen and kind of gauge what you're looking for and help find the best way for you to get involved. Okay,
before we break and let you go here in a second, you keep saying we. If you were starting this alone, how did you get this core people around you to help out?
Yeah, so we built a board of people that I knew, and we've had board changes throughout the year. And I've, met people through networking and whatnot. And so now we have a board of 7, and we have 2 interns. And we have a really passionate group, and we're considered a working board because we don't have the staff and bandwidth to be fully sufficient on a staff. And so our team is very committed to the cause and want to get Nashville involved just as much as I do.
Amanda, thanks for taking the time, and I hope a lot of people will check out the website and sign up to help, and we look forward to having you back and following up and see how things are going.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. All right, everybody, we're going to wrap things up here on Open Line right after this break. Stay with us.